They told me the sleep study would be easy, just a few nights hooked up to wires, answering some questions, and a tidy envelope of cash at the end. I figured I could handle a little insomnia for a couple $100. But lying in that sterile hospital bed, listening to the quiet hum of machines, I kept thinking about the consent form's odd phrasing, cognitive proliferation risk, minimal. I thought that was just fancy legalese. I wish I'd paid more attention. The first night seemed normal, except for the dreams, vivid, almost cinematic, filled with faces that weren't mine and places I'd never seen. When I woke the next morning, I found a thin, red mark on my forearm, like a surgical scar, still tender to the touch. The nurse brushed it off as a reaction to the electrode adhesive, but her eyes lingered a little too long. The second night, I heard a voice just before falling asleep. It was whispering numbers in a language I didn't know, but somehow, I understood every word. On the third day, I realized the voice was no longer confined to my dreams. It was inside my head, narrating my thoughts, finishing my sentences, sometimes overriding my own will. I started losing time, waking up in different rooms, finding cryptic notes in my handwriting but with words I'd never use. My reflection in the bathroom mirror looked back with an unfamiliar smirk, as if someone else was in there with me, trying out my face. The final night, the staff didn't show up. I woke up in a locked room, the monitors blinking erratically. The voice inside me was no longer whispering, it was screaming, desperate to get out, clawing at the edges of my consciousness. I finally understood what cognitive proliferation meant. They hadn't just studied my sleep, they'd used it to implant something. I'm not alone in here anymore, and every time I close my eyes, I can feel the other me getting stronger. If you hear about a sleep study offering easy money, don't go. You might not be the only one who wakes up.